A $900 Traeger Pro 575 runs the same 16-gauge steel as the $1,400 Ironwood, the company that originally manufactured Traeger's grills before going direct to consumer sells a competing unit today for under $500. 5 pellet smoker brands that most buyers walk past at the store or scroll past online that are delivering results. The name brand competition charges twice as much to match. Why the budget pellet tier gets ignored. The pellet smoker conversation in America runs through two names almost exclusively: Traeger and Pit Boss. Traeger built the category from scratch in 1986 and spent $800 million between 2018 and 2021, ensuring every buyer in America knows the name. Pit Boss entered the category with a value tier positioning that captured the buyer who wanted pellet smoking without the Traeger price premium. Both of those brands have been extensively documented on this channel. Traeger's 16-gauge steel across every price tier. Pit Boss's consolidated ownership under W.C. Bradley Company alongside Char-Broil and Oklahoma Joe's. Neither story ends badly for the buyer. Both brands produce functional pellet smokers that deliver the set-it-and-forget-it convenience the category was built to promise. But the buyer standing between those two names in the store is missing 5 brands that the same research documents as delivering equal or superior results at prices that undercut both. GOLDMINE 5 Monument Grill's Wood Pellet Smoker. Monument Grills occupies the floor of the budget pellet category at $399 to $449, and the brand registers so low on the average buyer's awareness that independent reviewers specifically cite it as a category that looks past it entirely. What Monument delivers at that price point is a digital thermostat system with a PID controller that fires up to 749 degrees Fahrenheit, a temperature ceiling meaningfully above what most entry-level pellet grills in the $300 to $400 range even attempt, alongside a 15-pound hopper and a stainless steel cooking surface. The combination of a genuine PID controller and stainless cooking grates at sub-$450 pricing reflects engineering decisions that compete with products priced significantly higher. The honest limitation is build longevity documentation. Monument hasn't accumulated the years of owner forum data that brands like Pit Boss or Z Grills have, meaning the long-term durability picture is less complete than it is for more established competitors. For a buyer willing to treat the unit as a 3 to 5 year investment at a sub-$500 price point, the risk-adjusted value proposition is compelling. For a buyer who needs documented 5-year reliability before committing, one of the other 4 brands on this list provides more historical record to draw from. GOLDMINE number 4, Grilla Grills. Grilla Grills is the brand that stainless steel buyers discover after they've already bought a Traeger and watched the painted steel exterior start degrading. The Chimp model sits under $500. The Silverback runs $499 to $599. Both use stainless steel construction in areas where Traeger and Pit Boss use painted or powder-coated steel, and that distinction is the entire reason Grilla Grills occupies this position on the list. Independent reviews comparing Grilla Grills specifically against Traeger's equivalent price tier flag the stainless construction difference as the most significant material advantage for buyers in warmer, more humid climates where exterior steel degradation happens faster and more visibly. The painted steel on a Traeger in coastal Georgia or along the Gulf Coast starts showing wear patterns within 2 to 3 seasons. Stainless in the same environment does not have that failure mode. The PID controller on current Grilla models maintains temperature consistency competitive with the Traeger Ironwood's performance, and the Silverback at approximately $599 holds that comparison against the Ironwood at $1,499. That is a $900 gap for demonstrably similar temperature control performance with superior exterior material specification. The brand's market invisibility relative to that comparison is the definition of a gold mine. hiding in plain sight on a category shelf most buyers walk past without reading the spec sheet. Goldmine 3. Rectech RT-B380 Bullseye. The Bullseye is the most unusual product on this list and the one that most dramatically expands what a buyer at its price point can actually accomplish on a single unit. The design looks like a kettle grill rather than a traditional horizontal pellet smoker, a round, lidded unit with the pellet hopper integrated into the body rather than mounted as a side cylinder hopper. At $399, the Bullseye reaches 800 degrees Fahrenheit in what Rectech calls riot mode. The Traeger Pro 575 at $900 maxes out at 500 degrees. The Traeger Timberline at $3,000 maxes out at 500 degrees. No Traeger currently sold at any price reaches 800 degrees, because Traeger's entire product architecture is built around a heat deflector system designed for low and slow smoking rather than high heat searing. The Bullseye reaches searing temperatures that require a dedicated charcoal grill or gas grill to match, on a unit that also functions as a low and slow pellet smoker. Reviewers consistently note that the low and slow performance doesn't fully match dedicated horizontal pellet smokers at comparable prices because the kettle geometry creates more heat variation across the cooking surface than a traditional baffle and deflector horizontal unit. A buyer who expects 80% of the Traeger low and slow experience plus a genuine 800-degree sear mode gets both on one unit for $399. A buyer who expects the Bullseye to outperform a Traeger on long, steady, even low and slow cooks will be disappointed by the geometry trade-off. The stainless steel cooking surface is standard across the line, not the powder-coated or painted steel that defines the interior cooking surface on most budget pellet smokers, producing a more durable cooking surface that self-seasons over time the way cast iron does rather than degrading under repeated heat cycling, the way coated surfaces do. Goldmine 2. Pit Boss 850DX at Costco. This channel's Costco investigation documented in detail why the Costco return policy converts any grill purchase into an effectively unlimited warranty regardless of what the manufacturer's own warranty covers. The Pit Boss 850DX at approximately $479 at Costco applies that principle to a pellet smoker with the most feature-complete specification available under $500 in the entire category. The 850DX delivers a PID controller running from 180 to 500 degrees Fahrenheit, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity through a smartphone app, 2 integrated probe ports, a probe-controlled keep warm mode that drops the grill automatically to 180 degrees the moment food hits the target internal temperature, a safety net for overnight cooks and unattended smoking sessions that almost no other pellet smoker offers at any price below $700 or $800. 850 square inches of cooking surface. 5-year warranty from the manufacturer. Now the Costco layer on top. The Costco indefinite satisfaction guarantee applies to the 850DX on the Costco floor, the same way it applies to every other product in the warehouse. A Pit Boss 850DX at $479 at Costco, that develops controller issues in year 3, is a Costco return, not a Pit Boss warranty conversation, not a customer service escalation, a return to the member services desk. That policy does not exist on the Pit Boss website, at Walmart, or at Academy Sports. The ownership caveat this channel applies to every Pit Boss product applies here. Danson's, the parent company of Pit Boss, is owned by W.C. Bradley Company, the same holding company controlling Charbroil and Oklahoma Joe's. Every cost reduction decision across that consolidated structure applies theoretically to Pit Boss. With that disclosed, the 850DX at $479 at Costco with the return policy behind it is the most rationally defensible pellet smoker purchase available anywhere under $500. Documentation of the ownership structure included. Goldmine 1. Z Grills. Z Grills is the single most important brand on this list for one reason that the name itself does not disclose. Z Grills manufactured pellet grills for Traeger before Traeger brought more of that production in-house, and Z Grills began selling their units directly to consumers under their own brand name. The original equipment manufacturer relationship means Z Grills approached the direct-to-consumer market not as a brand trying to reverse engineer what Traeger built, but as a manufacturer that already knew how Traeger's product architecture worked from the inside because they had built it. The Z Grills 700D4E at $499 carries a 697 square inch cooking area, Wi-Fi control, a 24-pound hopper with a pellet dump chute for clean hopper changes between cooks, and 2 probe ports, a specification sheet that competes directly against the Traeger Pro 575 at $900 on every measurable feature while priced $400 below it. Independent reviewers in 2026 consistently position the Z Grills 700D4E as the genuine sub-$500 category winner, the unit that delivers core pellet smoking performance without requiring a $900 commitment to access it. The honest qualifier is that Z Grills runs frequent promotional pricing that can bring the unit meaningfully below the standard retail price, and the company also offers a blind box option where the buyer receives a Z Grills model at below standard pricing without specifying which one arrives. For a buyer with flexibility on exact model, the blind box represents additional value extraction from a brand already positioned at the strongest price to specification ratio in the budget pellet category. The Traeger marketing machine spent $800 million over 3 years to ensure the Traeger name came up first in every pellet smoker conversation. Z Grills spent the equivalent of that marketing budget on manufacturing expertise, which they acquired from the inside of Traeger's own supply chain before opening their own door directly to consumers at a price point the company they used to build for has never come close to matching. The Pattern, Monument, Grilla Grills, RecTech Bullseye, Pit Boss, 850DX at Costco, Z Grills, 5 brands spanning $399 to $500. Every one of them delivering PID controllers, meaningful cooking surface, and documented temperature performance that competes against a Traeger Pro 575 at $900 or a Traeger Ironwood at $1,499 at a price that does not require a second mortgage to access a weekend brisket cook. The Traeger name is worth something real. The brand invented the category and spent $800 million making sure we all knew it. But what it is not worth is $400 extra over Z Grills for a product built on the same manufacturing heritage, or $900 extra over the RecTech Bullseye for a unit that cannot reach the 800 degrees the Bullseye hits at less than half the price, or the same price premium over the Pit Boss 850DX at Costco for a controller feature set. The Pit Boss already matches with a return policy the Traeger at Home Depot does not carry. 5 brands. One reason they are all on this list. The money that did not go into Traeger's marketing budget went into the products themselves, and that is the only arithmetic that matters when the brisket is on at 2 in the morning and the controller is still holding temperature. Before the next pellet smoker purchase, price out a Z Grills, a RecTech Bullseye, and a Pit Boss at Costco against whatever Traeger is on the end cap, because $800 million in marketing had to come from somewhere, and it did not come from the steel. Subscribe, drop a like, and tell me in the comments, which of these 5 are you running?